I am Rafa Benitez. You are watching the Redmen TV.
Probably not. Yeah, obviously we've got West Brom, first game of the season, away from home. We've talked a little bit about how it might sort of play to our advantage because we'll be 3 games in before we even get to Anfield. But Mike, for you, West Brom away, Steve Clarke is making his first competitive game in charge.
It's a difficult one, isn't it, West Brom? I mean, went there last season and won. Season before that we got beat, so it's always a kind of an up and down game against West Brom. We don't know whether we're going to turn up or not turn up, but I think first game of the season, everyone had the traps, everyone raring to go. Steve Clarke, be interesting to see how he does as a manager, because you know he's always been a coach. How will he set them up? Will he just be purely defensive? I think one of the things we're looking at is the players he signed as well, which I think we're going to come on to.
Come on to that.
But he signed 6 and let 6 go, and so I think it's a good time to play them, to be honest with you.
Excellent. Straight in there.
Fucking hell, well done. Excellent research.
It's a tough one to call because you would have said last season, first game of the season at home to Sunderland, nailed on 3 points, and then it didn't happen. So I'm not going to stick my neck on the line for first game of the season because it's
well, I'm going to have to ask you to stick your neck on the line in a moment, but we'll have a little bit of a rest before then.
Oh, thanks very much.
Yeah,
yes,
keep it fresh. Sean, you were talking about this a minute ago about the difference in philosophy between Brendan Rodgers and Steve Clarke. I mean, how do you think West Brom are going to settle?
I think partly it's a good. I think we're a few games in, each shut up shop. But first day of the season, touch wood, the sun's out. You've got the fans there. You might want to have a go a bit more, especially with maybe being us and having worked with us previously. I think it's a good time to go there, especially with the Europa League games under our belt. To be honest with you, I think we do have a decent record there, and he'll probably want them to play football the right way. He's not a long ball merchant or anything like that. I don't think he's going to shut up shop, and he's got to put on a show for the fans, hasn't he? He's got to get the West Brom fans and on side. And they didn't finish 16th last year. They finished 10th was it? 11th. So they're not coming into the season thinking they're getting relegated. They're going to want to see a bit of football. So I think he's got it. This is the one. If he's going to put on a show, he's got to try and do it this Saturday, hasn't he?
I suppose typically West Brom sort of they blow hot and cold. The yo-yo between having a manager, because I think they like to play good football. So they have a good manager who likes to play good football, and then they fuck it up, and then they get someone in to shut up the shop. You know, which is where Roy Hodgson made his name. So it'll be interesting to see whether Clarke, because I mean, well, he's a centre half by trade, whether he would have it intrinsically in him to want to play a more defensive brand of football, or given the clubs he's been at, West Ham not known for being a defensive side. He was obviously at Chelsea. He was at Newcastle as well. Who don't understand the meaning of the word defend over a 20-year period, certainly. So it would fascinating. One interesting signing. They've got Romelu Lukaku on loan from Chelsea. They what?
Easy for you to say.
But no, he's one of them. He's got loads to prove. He come over with a big reputation for the young lads.
And that song as well.
What was the song?
On the Chelsea website. Did you see it?
Give us a rendition, Chris.
Oh, I can't.
Open it, mate.
Go and have a look at it. It's on YouTube anyway. It basically Chelsea TV came out with their own song for him, and they sang it around the club shop. Obviously, it didn't take off.
Yeah, but they did this with Suarez as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
They had a guy in the camera, and they did right, guys, this is the song we sing about Fernando Torres. Yeah, everybody on board now? Nobody's on board. No bets. So yeah, there's a remember.
Yeah, it was the first week he signed. Like they'd done it. They were like, "Come on, this is the song we're singing."
Lukaku, ooh.
He came to Chelsea with a massive reputation, though, didn't he? I mean, there was a lot of people interested in him at the time when they signed him from Anderlecht, wasn't it? And the only thing I really noticed about him the time I've seen him is he's fucking huge.
He's
built like a tank.
Well, I think he was expected to come in and be like you do, don't you? When you've got a player who's amazing, he was sort of signed as the next Didier Drogba, and it's obviously not worked out for him. And he's kicked up a major fuss about not being involved with Chelsea. So he's got loads to prove, hasn't he, this season? And you worry that he's that player who has a really good start to the season and ends up in everyone's fantasy teams.
Well, I think when he came off the bench, didn't he, against us at Anfield after the cup final, and he missed a couple of chances. But my only slight concern is he is the kind of striker that Agger and Skirtle would probably least want to face, you know what I mean?
Skirtle would want to face him, but just doesn't do well against those.
He's too busy trying to wrestle them generally. He's got better at it, but he kind of wants a wrestling match with them more so than anything. He is the kind of one that might, because he's got a mixture of pace and aggression, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over him, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Well,
they're all coming out, aren't they?
Right, let's have a quick look at our Liverpool, well, I think anyway Liverpool are going to line up. To be honest, I think we saw pretty much our first 11 against Gommel, didn't we?
John Joe keeping Allen's place warm.
As we said, yeah, at the time, John Joe definitely just keeping that seat warm for Mr. Allen. So yeah, we reckon Pepe in goal, be Skirtle and Agger. Centre halves, Johnson and Enrique on the full-back positions, Lucas in front of the back four, Alan and Gerrard is making up the three in midfield, Dan on the right, Suarez central, Borini left, but of course it's going to be quite fluid as we've discussed. I mean, Sean, as we saw against Gommel, Borini and Suarez will probably just do whatever the fuck they want pretty much between those two positions.
Yeah, you think so. It's good actually how good a link up they got so quickly, and obviously you got credit Ron just to a certain extent, but he can't have had too long on the training pitch with the two of them at all, can he? So it looks fairly natural the way that link ups happened. So yeah, let's hope we can take that in. My main concern is sometimes with players, and I think no matter what level in pre-season when the heat's not on, they can absorb a new philosophy and a new way of doing things, and it's whether they are willing to believe in his way of doing things, especially when the going gets tough, and go, no, we implement that and the results will come as a byproduct, and we're going to focus all our attention on doing that, or whether certain players start shitting the pants and going to win at all cost mentality and forget you got half the team doing one thing and half the team just wanting to win, and they don't buy into the philosophy properly. And that's a good start West Brom away. Win, lose, or draw, we're going to have the same philosophy as against Gommel at home, or is it going to be slightly more negative, slightly more direct in a long ball way? It'll be a good test for us.
I think fingers crossed if we can come out with the result, Chris. That's then 4 games unbeaten on the bounce with the system in place, and then of course that'll make it easier
for the players to buy into the philosophy.
Yeah, and then of course we'll have Hearts, of course, which again I've completely forgotten about. But with Man City, the idea is when we come up against Man City, we need to have these players as confident in what they're supposed to be doing as we possibly can for that timescale. And
I think Rodgers is doing the right thing. Watching him against Gommel, he was high-fiving Lucas, and he was high-fiving players, and that's going to help them believe in his philosophy. And he seems like a lot more of a coach, and he's a bit more their age than we've had, obviously, certainly since Hodgson, and he's not as aloof as Benitez, is he? So hopefully the players will respond to that, buy into it, and by Man City, I'd love us to steamroller them, to be honest.
Yeah, but we'll come on to Man City in due course, in a couple of weeks now. But before then, Mike, you've had time to keep your neck safely off the chopping block.
Yeah.
Now stick it on there. Score prediction.
2-0 Liverpool.
Very nice.
Scorers?
Suarez and Borini.
Excellent. Sean?
I think opening days always tend to be draws, I'm afraid.
How many times are we going to hit the post then?
Yeah. I actually think we might just sneak it 2-1. I'll say it's got Gerrard with the winner in it.
Oh yes, I like it.
A bit of that, Chris.
I've gone 2-1, Borini and Downing.
Excellent.
I hope Downing gets a nice, decent little start to the season. I think if he scores, he could do us proud this season.
I completely agree. I think for me, I'm gonna do one of my if X, Y, and Z.
Do you want me to pull the splinters out of your arse from sitting on the fence?
No, leave them there. They're a timely reminder that I need to just fucking make a call. No, I could see. I think we've got the ability to win ugly, and I could see us it not being a great performance, but us coming away with a 1-0 win, and in some ways that actually might prove more beneficial to our season than going out and beating them 3-0. So there you go, 1-0 and a goal from an unlikely source, so Skirtle heading from a corner or something like that, yes, right, we're going to move on past the predictions, but do let us know your score predictions. Actually tweet them at the Redmen TV. Of course.
Actually, I need to gather a few predictions in as well, don't I?
Yes, we're going to be doing a prediction league for a select group of Redmen TV regulars.
We'll be using Twitter, I think, Sean, so if I tweet you every week for your predictions, is that alright?
Excellent, on the spot. Doesn't want to do it. You got no fucking choice. You've said it on camera. No, basically, we're going to be doing
It's just going to be like Super 6 on Saturday.
Along
The grand
it's
prize.
something along the yeah.
You win a curly whirly and a Freddo.
You get and maybe an out-of-date Redmen t-shirt. No, based on the lines of you get your score prediction. I think the rules, as we would had written them down, was you get 10 points for getting the score spot on. You get a point for getting one of the scores right. If you don't get your score prediction in on time, you get a mandatory 9-0 win. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then basically come the end of the season, we'll see who knows the shit and who doesn't. Yes, we'll move on.